Hey guys, what's up? This is Dragon, and today we're doing a REK'SAI how to carry guide for you guys. Basically, this is an in-depth guide getting into my head, what my thought process is, and breaking down that thought process to show you insight on how I play this game. Now, in this video, I'm going to be a bit rusty because I haven't done one of these commentaries in a while. And second, I do make a lot of mistakes, but I'm going to point them out all so that you guys do not make the same mistakes that I did and can be a better REK'SAI player than I am in this video. Anyway, so right here is going to be invading. The reason I don't take my Q is because we don't need to knock up. We just have Morgana's binding to catch someone else. And if everyone falls, we could probably burst that person who got binded. So I'm going to save. I'm going to use my Q instead, since it is better for the first clear and does more damage and it is an auto attack reset. I could take W if we were doing a straight up 5v5, but we don't need that right at the moment. So right there, there's a binding line on her. She dies. Whatever. Runes of Mastery in the description as always. It's basically a marksman rune page, but it has 5% cooldown. And the reason I take 9% attack speed, or I think it's 14% attack speed on my Quints, is because I feel like REK'SAI's AD ratios aren't as good as they were before, and she's more of a auto attack jungler right now because of her Q. So that's the reason why I take. Oh, and of her passive. So it's really good that she emphasizes on the auto attacks, and that's what I feel. But yeah, it just helps her clear as she is a farm jungler and also a pretty good ganking jungler too. So right here, you do want to use your auto attack. You want the combo I'll be showing for the first clear is basically really easy. Give an auto attack and then use your Q as an auto attack reset, and of course you want to smite the Gromp. And right here is a definition of how not to clear with REK'SAI at level 2. As you can see, I'm not burrowing right now. I'm not going into my burrow and using that Q and knocking them up, but I realized it a bit later and how I made the mistake. So right there, I just knock them up, and I'll show you in a more efficient clear on. I think it's my red or it's my golems, but yeah. So right here, I'm just gonna go to here to my red, and the reason I was going to go to my red instead of my reds is because I need to smite the red, which will give me health. So I want to sustain and do more of a farm route. And let's break down to this clear right now. So right here, I'm going to burrow, and then I'm going to use my Q, pop up, give an auto attack Q, and then an E should come. An E should come out right after, and then that's basically how you do these clears. You don't want to really wait for maximum ferocity, since it's only just some true damage. And the creeps don't really have that much armor. They have like 8, so you're basically doing true damage to them already. So right here, what you want to do with your tunnels is you want to make a path where you can do farming efficiency routes. So right here, from the walls going beyond this wall to here, you don't want to make it on this path right here, just because you can already walk that distance. You want to try and make these tunnels going over walls. So right here is a good tunnel to here, and another one would be right here to here, and then another one would be this one right here because it's bypassing the wall. So that's good. So right here is just me farming the jungle, and then I'm going to finish off at rates, and that's basically it. So right here we're just going to go into Stalker's Blade. I was thinking about going into Trailblazer, but I feel like, hey, Stalker's Blade is pretty good on REK'SAI because she's still a good farmer. She doesn't really need Trailblazer. She has a sustain, so might as well go Stalker's Blade. Or some people have been going Skirmish to Saber. I haven't tried it out, but I will definitely try it out later. But Chilling Smite is helpful for ganking since she does have a gap closer with the E. So right here, I'm going to gank bottom right after. I feel like the enemy doesn't have any trinket wards, and you know she does, but they haven't warded yet. They feel like this Sentinel is giving them safety, and it would spot me out. But whatever. So right here, I'm just going to do the Gromp. I'm holding on to my smite because I know I want to gank right after. And I'm going to avoid this Sentinel. I think it's called a Sentinel. I have no idea. Yeah, it is called a Sentinel from catching me out. And right here, I see the enemies going all in onto the end, my bot lane. So I'm going to say, okay, I see this. I don't care if I get caught out by a Sentinel anymore. And now I see this aggressiveness. I'm going to go and all in onto the Janna. It looks like she's an easy kill. Kalista just popped her flash, so Janna is the one person I do want to kill. And we'll get her later because the only way she can run is this way to the river or to the tower. So right here, Janna is a kill we can get. That's who we go on. I smite her, slow her down a bit. Morgana gets a good Q, and we're basically going to clean this up. Now, we're going to push this out because we want to deny the enemy all of this CS, and the only person who's going to get it is this tower, which of course doesn't accumulate experience, so that's really good. And next up, we're just going to go farm a bit more. I'm going to take out the Sentinel because it's 5 gold, why not? And then I'm going to do the Scuttle, and Scuttle is really good to do for REK'SAI because she can reduce the armor of it by 50 if she uses her burrow. So do take note of that. It's really fast to take as her. And right here, I'm going to try and gank mid when Morgana is coming, but I do see Lissandra is level 6, and unless Morgana can land the binding, we won't get the kill on her. So I think she lands a binding, but she didn't, and we just say, okay, since she didn't, we'll just back off. And right here, I feel like she's just going to try and farm this out. I'm going to farm my jungle, and that's what I'm going to do. Since I can't really find any ganks, I could gank this Nasus, but look at this wave. This wave is pushing onto him. I can't really gank him, so I'm just going to do my camps. She's pushed in. Lissandra dies. I'm going to cover this middle. I was going to gank Nasus, but again, he's pushed up, so no point. And all this CS, I'm going to try and farm it up. Next off, I'm trying to find something else to farm. I could gank this bottom. Honestly, I could, and that's where I'm trying to head. I see that they're pushed up way far up, so I feel like they're an easy kill. But I do say Malphite is behind me, and look at his level. He's level 6. If he does come down to this 3v3, we probably will lose since Malphite's ultimate is devastating for team fights, and we don't want to risk that. So we're just going to wait until I'm level 6. So I have a level advantage and bruiser advantage by having more attack speed. And yeah. So right here, I do feel like we can get a gank onto bottom because they have no flash or whatever. They have no flash in summoners, so you can see right here. I see that Malphite is going bottom to go for a gank, but it looks like me and Morgana see this, and we're going to counter gank this as we're going to get a lot of kills. So right here, since I know that the enemy team does not have their flash or whatever, or the heal, yeah. I can just flash up under them. Me and Morgana have a good combo. So right here, I'm going to get a 3-man knock up onto them. Morgana's got a good ulti onto them. We're going to basically clean this up. And yes, you want to use your tunnel as a gap closer and get into the enemy faster. Use it as a gap closer again. It's like a free dash. It's good. And next up, we're going to do our dragon because there's no threat coming from the enemy team to contest this dragon. I tell Morgana to go farm mid because I don't need her anymore, even though I don't have smite. I feel like I'm fine. This dragon won't kill me. And we do get that. I'm going to recall. And yeah. Okay, so next up. This gank is interesting and it's very situational, but basically what I'm looking at is I'm looking at this Kalista. She sees this tunnel. She's basically going to take it out. I feel like I see this coming. So I see that warp beam coming down, and I see this. Yeah, I know that's going to happen very often, and I'm not sure how to take it down. So maybe this voice and sound effects and stuff will help that. So right here, I do see she's taking it out. She has no summoners. I'm going to warp to it very soon. And right here, Sever pops her ulti. She's basically going to die. I have the Chilling Smite, and I'm going to burrow onto her, knock her up, give her a Q, and she does drop dead. We're going to push this out again, so that she is denied all of this CS. And we're going to try and get this tower. And there's really no one can stop us. Malphite doesn't have his ulti, so they're not going to initiate on us. Janna is too weak by herself. I'm going to try and zone her out. This is something I really shouldn't do, because it's kind of like Lissandra's MIA. I could be getting caught out right now, and it's just really greedy for me to overextend like that, and there's a possibility of Nasus coming down, so I should probably just stick to this tower and take it out. So right here, next thing we're gonna do is make these tunnels and do the scuttle crab. Alright, so next thing I do want to go over one gank because I haven't so far. So I see that someone is here, and I see that gank is coming. Maybe we can do a 2v2 because Morgana's pretty good at that. But they do see that I'm coming, and Morgana Q binding misses, so we can't burst out anyone. So I'm going to back off that. And yeah, right here, it's a bit scary. We're not going to engage on this. And right here, I'm just going to give Morgana the blue buff, because she's really good with blue buff at clearing mid waves. I know there's something I do have to go. Oh yeah, I have to go over to gank, so I'll be going over that really soon. And right here, this is a mistake I make. I should not be doing this grump. I should actually be going into bottom lane because I see there's going to be a lot of action coming to this bot lane, and I could probably get a few ganks, free easy kills right here. And I even make the bad direction of going this way, and then my map awareness is super bad. I actually could have got Janna. We do get like a double kill, but definitely. Right here, instead of doing that grump, you should have been going to bot lane. So right there, I'm just going to see if I can get more kills. I see that Malphite is right here. And since I know, I have a general idea that he's probably going to do his golems, I'm going to try and find him and kill him at his own golems. So that's what I'm going to do. Since there's no pressure from the enemy team, Lissandra is dead, so is Callista. Janna's still up, but again, she's probably backing because she's really low. And right here, I'm just going to try and get some pressure into the enemy jungle, trying to find Malphite. And right here, there he is. I do have my Stalker Smite to kill him. I land the Q. This is how you're supposed to gank. Use your tunnel and then Q them if you can. And then when you're near them, burrow them, unburrow under them. And you can do so by right-clicking Malphite instead of just pressing W. So do take note of that. It'll automatically do it for you. And right here is going to be auto attack, Q, E, and he's basically going to die. He does have his ult, so he could have survived, and he probably should have used his ult to get away from me, but I guess he didn't realize how much damage REK'SAI can do. So next up, I feel like there's nothing we can really do here because, I mean, we can get a few hits on it, but they're low on mana and hit point, and I'm just like, okay, we can't really do much. We don't have Morgana. If Morgana was down here, we could probably siege it, but no. And right here, this is an easy gank onto Lissandra. She doesn't have her ultimate for a while, since she's just used it a while ago on that team fight right here. So this is a very easy kill if I didn't screw up right here. I accidentally right-clicked the Wraith because I was trying to get in position where I could basically get in range to use my E. And she actually does line the binding, so I would have got that kill, but I accidentally burrowed, so it kind of sucks. And here I'm going in late in. And she does flash away, so that is kind of worth, but I knew I couldn't die because, again, her ultimate wasn't up. She probably could have bursted me out, though, if she stayed and got her combo onto me. Anyways, I'm going to do a farm route and see what I can do. Again, this Nasus is farming up a storm, but Aurelia is pushing in a lot into him, so it's like I can't really do much. Plus, he has a frozen heart, so it's like, if maybe we can gank her, so that's what I'm trying to do. At this point, might as well try since I'm already up here. And I'm actually waiting to see what he does and for Aurelia to get in position, so I don't want to go out yet. So there he puts a ward there. I noticed that. And the way I'm going to do this is when Aurelia is in range of a minion to Q and W, I can go in. So right here, I see that we can kill him right now. And he does get a flash off, so that's fine. I know there's a ward in here, so I'm going to sweep that out. And just get this. Just basically try and farm whatever I can. I'm going to try and get some pressure onto mid. I want to push this out because I feel like Lissandra is MIA, and I want to force her back middle to get this CS that she's going to be missing. I feel like she's either going to be bottom or top. Right here she appears. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to back out of this. And I feel like I got to pressure this side of the map. I see that people are here. Going to back out. And right here, this is a really bad fight. There's 4 people here, and there's 3 of us. Morgana is coming, but this is basically a 5v3, so I'm not going to try and help my team. I'm going to try and save this Soraka from killing, or this Nasus from killing Soraka. I try my best, but obviously I cannot do that. And I do get the Janna because she kind of mispositioned herself, and I'm just going to tunnel away since I can do that. And we do get out scot-free. Lissandra comes in, but she's not going to kill us because there's no damage coming from her. There's something I do want to go over, which will be the build. Alright, so the build we are going is very AP heavy. The reason I do this is because Nasus actually does quite a bit of damage with his R and E, and Lissandra and Malphite are like big magic damage threats, so that's why I'm heavy stacking MR. And plus we already made Callista very weak. She's 1 in 4, so there's no point in building armor yet. But so there is something I didn't realize, which is Nasus is getting a lot of stacks on his Q, and you'll see that later that I didn't realize that his damage was so high. So right here, you just want to use your ulti on tunnels as farming. Don't ever try and use it as a gank tool because it's very hard to get a tunnel, like say right here, and to warp to it without the enemy getting to it. So that's a reason why it's not used for ganking, it's more used for farming your jungle, or very situationally you'll get a gank where the enemy is trying to take out your tunnel and then you can warp to it, which is a really good like ganking thing to do. So right here I see Soraka is getting caught out, and I feel like I'm going to try and help it if Morgana lands his Q. She's going to get that soon. Well, whatever, I'm just going to get into her. I kill that up, and if she can land that binding, what she does, she does get Kalista binded, but the reason she makes a big mistake by coming back in, so I'm going to knock her up and basically clean this up really easily. And Dragon is up, so we're going to take that. And now I feel like in this situation I'm going to try and push out bot lane. Since we do have a lot of kills on the map, I'm going to get this red buff first, of course, because that's pretty important in my opinion. And now I'm just going to go bot lane, be a bit greedy, use this tunnel. I'm going to see if someone's going to come into this jungle, and I could probably kill him since my smite is coming up and I have lots of damage. So I do see there's a lot of people on this side, and so what I'm going to do is push out this lane, try and force out the enemy to come back bot lane. And right here there's a lot of things coming on top lane, so a lot of people are heading that up. I don't have any tunnels to warp to, nor do I feel like my team needs me at the moment, because it feels like they're doing a good job by themselves, so I'm not going to warp the tunnel right here. So I'm just going to keep trying and push this up. And I do see Malphites around here to guard this tower, and I feel like my team should back out of this, but okay, whatever. Well, yeah, Kalista comes finally back in, and my team does a good job of almost getting out. And we should go probably back to me. Basically, I try my best to get this Malphite away from this tower. He comes too close to me, I harass him a bit, and yeah, I'm just trying to try and keep split pushing this. The reason, yeah, I don't have the warp anywhere because I'm not really needed. I'd rather try and get this tower. He does come back with home guard, but I'm not afraid of him because I have lots of magic resist. I do have merc treads, so I can get out scot-free when I go up. So right here I do see someone. I don't know who that was. I think it was Janna. So I'm just going to back out, and I can use these tunnels to get away, as you can see right here. Very easy. And now I'm just going to farm up a bit more on my jungle, as there's not much to do. I'm going to give this to, what's her name? I'm going to give this to Morgana. Wait for her. And yeah, I feel like this is an easy kill, but what I did not realize is the amount of armor he had, or the amount of damage he had on his Q, which was 400. And I realized this a bit too late, and I thought I was pretty tanky. And I was like, oh my god. And that was the biggest miscalculation that I made. He does pop a flash, but I'm basically dead, and this is my first mistake. I also haven't bought, so I felt like I was really powerful because, again, I was 9-1, so that was my bad. Then not calculating how much damage that I didn't buy, so it kind of sucked. Anyways, the ulti is going to come out. Sorry, I screwed up on this one. And so right here, you're going to hear that annoying noise again. So right here, I do feel like I can get a gank on this because, again, my smite is up. The enemy is overextending, and I do have a tunnel right here, the same situation. I also have home guard, so yeah, I'm just going to go on to try and find Kalista. I'm going to use my tunnel against the wall to grab myself more distance. And once I find her, I'm just going to smite her and try and knock her up. And I did buy Tiamat. I'm being really greedy this game to go Tiamat. The main build you should probably be going is Randuin's if you aren't this fed. So once I do get the Ravished Hydra, it does work out pretty good with Spirit Visage, so do take note of that. He probably won't get me. As you can see, he doesn't get me. I don't need to burn my flash. It's easy peasy. And Tiamat will help me in clears and stuff. It's basically the fun build if you want to do damage with REK'SAI. Alright, so this is pretty deep of the enemy, but she does get the kill. And right now I'm trying to farm out my jungle. My team says we should do Baron. I say, okay, why not? And right now I'm just going to E onto it. and we're going to do it. I do have the damage to take it out, although I do not have the armor to basically tank it, so I'm going to let someone else tank it. And I actually use this ulti onto the tunnel because I want to make the enemy think that I'm just doing a farm alarm somewhere. Maybe I'm like warping here or something. They didn't also have any vision on this because I swept it, so I just want to make sure that the enemy wouldn't come to the Baron, because if they did, if they went 4v5 into that Baron and we were all trying to do it, they could probably get a really good team fight cleanup and we'd probably be throwing a huge amount. So I just wanted the enemy to back away. If I had to use my ulti, then sure, I'll try and use it. So right here I'm just going to go split push, and the reason I'm split pushing is because we do have the Baron buff, so I feel like getting all these minions buffed up is a way to go. I also have I also should have made a tunnel right here if I want to split push, so I can help my team and assist them if they are in a pickle. And right here, the call should be to keep these waves pushing into the enemy, because we have a lot of dominance, and like these Baron buff stuff is really good. But my team actually backs off and wants to do the dragon, and so it kind of sucks. And as you can see, like, yeah, I do keep on pushing, get these towers and siege more with the Baron buff. That's what you're supposed to do. Baron buff is a siege buff. Then right here, I just get caught out a bit. I'm gonna try and go into Lissandra. I have my flash up, but I feel like I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna try and go into Kalista. Maybe I can finish her off, but I do not. So it kind of sucks. And she's just gonna kite us out. So kind of. So yeah, I'm really bad at this commentating stuff. I have not commentated in a while. They do get the dragon because I wasn't there. And honestly, me getting caught out should be me backing out, because in split pushing, you're not supposed to get caught out. Your job is to put pressure onto the lane and not die with the Baroned up minions, or of course just try and pressure the enemy. And that's your job. And when you're split pushing, don't die. But I get caught out, so it's my bad. Next up, again, farm alarm. Use it for getting around the map. Don't use it to try and gank a lane. Don't hold on to it. Just try and get around the map and farm. Alright, so let's see. There's going to be an interesting team fight next up, which I do want to be going over. So right here, I think I do make a misplay. I feel like I can catch a lot of people, but they do have this warded. So whatever. Just trying to see who I can get. I do have my flash. I can pop up into the enemy and knock them up and set up for my team. Instead, we're just trying to... Actually, at this point, I think we're just trying to push mid. Alright, so right here, I don't think any of our team has a Baron buff, so it's kind of hard. And I say, okay, well, we can't really siege unless we do get a binding with Morgana's Q, I guess. But at this point, I feel like we should back out, and I'm going to do pushing in some top lane and try and get that pushed out. So we have three lanes pushing at once, and that'd be better. But now I don't have a tunnel to get back in, and my team is actually getting engaged on. So right here, there's a good Morgana ulti onto the enemy. And this team fight I actually do really bad. If we actually lose this, interestingly enough. So right here, I'm going to go into Malphite because I feel like we can get a kill on him. But I actually should be peeling this Nasus, knocking him up. And right here, I'm going to try and go in, what's her name? Lissandra. And right here, as you can see, this is a bad team fight. What I did, I am not peeling for my team. I'm trying to dive onto the enemy. And that's why we lost, is because Nasus basically killed our whole team. I didn't CC him. And so right here, it was just poor team fighting by me. I didn't really do much of team fight. I wasn't in the front line, so it kind of sucks. And when I'm out like this, you shouldn't do this. When you're ahead, when you're 12 kills in, and you have the opportunity to kill Janna, you should probably flash out more, just because you're giving them more of a lead. So don't do what I just did. Instead, flash out, because killing Janna is not worth doing so. Alright, so you're going to hear that farm alarm coming in again. We're going to farm this, and again, just farm up a bit our jungle. The next dragon is coming in, or Baron's coming in 130. We're just going to try and get all our lanes pushing, or whatever the team needs to do before we group up. So that's what I'm going to do, is just farm until my team feels like we should 5-man group somewhere. So right here I'm just going to try and get some wards into the jungle, see if I can catch anyone. Right here I see people are coming into me. I'm going to use my tunnels to get out, and they won't catch me. I'm too slippery. And yeah, I see a really good initiation right here. We have 5 people here, so this is a really good fight. Morgana gets a good flash into enemy team. She actually gets bursted out pretty fast, but thank God Soraka's there to heal her. I'm gonna go on to Lissandra. She's gonna get popped up and dies soon. Okay, well, whatever. Now, next up, I'm gonna try and go into Callista, but I do want to finish off Lissandra, of course. And now, finally, I learned that I have to peel this guy off my team because he's very scary. So that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to take him down before I can kill anyone on my team. And next up, now we can finally clean up the enemy team. I do have my tunnel, so I'm going to burrow right here, knock them both up, go into Malphite first, and yeah, that's about it. Right here, I should probably just back out and get this tower, but right here I'm just being really greedy and cocky and trying to buff up my KDA. But what you should be doing is getting this tower. I actually do get her in the end, so it does work out, but there's a chance that I might have not got her, and I could have just got this inhibitor. But I guess it does work out in the end. What you should probably be doing, of course, is taking out the tower and inhibitor, because Janna can't really do anything to protect the siege from your team when they've aced, and she's the only one up. So right here, we're just going to take this inhibitor, and after this inhibitor, we see that the timers are coming back up. So I do want to back out of this, and I don't want to engage on this, so that's what I'm trying to do. Aurela makes a mistake of trying to dive onto Callista, and now I'm not going to get caught up because I do have my tunnel to get out, so I'm good to go. I'm gonna try and peel for her with my smite, but I don't get that. And at least we do get the dragon. And now we do have 2 inhibitors up. So what we could be doing is I'm gonna make a tunnel here just in case I have to warp. I can warp to it, and the enemy is gonna do it or something. So right here, since you have 2 inhibitors down, what you can do is take out this tower, or you can take the Baron. I think the best way to do this is get the Baron. And then go bottom, so it's really easy to do that. But right here, I feel like we can get a good engage in the enemy team. But of course, this is not a good fight because we don't have Aurelia, and we only see 3 people on the map. We don't know where, in fact, Nasus or Callista is. So this is a 3v5 potentially, and this is a really bad fight. We also don't have Sivir, so that's why we should back out. But of course, this is me just being cocky and feel like we can do whatever because look how fed I am. I have Warmogs, Spirit Visage, and Thornmail. I'm really tanky, so that's just me feeling I could 1v5, which is kind of not true. I can 1v3 if the enemy doesn't have damage, but I'm just seeing how much I can do and how tanky I am. So right here, we're just going to try and push bottom. That's what I was going to plan to do, but my team says, hey, let's go Baron. They have 2 inhibitors down. They can't really do much, so that's what we're going to do. Head up here. We do start it. And now I'm going to do an analogy of a team fight. That's really bad on my part again, and this will improve you from basically doing this team fight right. So right here, I'm going to go onto Janna because she's basically the first person I can kill. And then right here, I should be going into my burrow form to peel off these guys really soon. So that's what I'm going to do. And they do get a knock up onto me. We do knock up onto them. And I'm very tanky. I can do whatever hell I want. So I'm really good in this team fight. And right here I'm going to try and finish off Malphite. And I actually tunnel into him, which is bad. I should be... I'm on an awkward spot where I was going to catch off Lissandra. But now my team is getting punished by Nasus and Janna. And you'll see why. Me chasing is really bad, and what you should be doing is trying to peel for your team and just being that frontliner to help them. So right here I'm showing Nasus, but I realize that he's getting so much shields from Janna. I decide, okay, I have to kill her first and then I can kill Nasus, so that's what I'm trying to do. So I do finish her off, and finally here's a 1v1 of me and Nasus where he doesn't do much and I can do a lot to him. Plus my E will do true damage right here. I think it did like 621 damage. Yeah, that's what it did. So I'm really powerful at this point. And right here is basically the end of the game. I do feel like I did a sloppy job of commentating, and it wasn't my best work, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This will rarely happen where I do these type of commentaries, but I guess if you guys did enjoy this video and you want to leave some feedback, then of course leave some feedback in the comments below, and it'll help me to decide if I want to do this again or not. Anyways, I am Patrick Dragon. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.